Well, you're welcome to the reproductive health segment of Today on STV. My name is Abayomi Ajayi. I'm a doctor, I'm a gynecologist and obstetrician, and I work for Nordica Fertility Center. It's so good to be here today. I would like to start by thanking all the people that have sent me SMS and emails. Yes, it's well appreciated. And what we're discussing today actually it's part of what some of the questions that you've been asking me. And I just thought it might just be proper for us to discuss it as a topic. Like I said at the beginning of this segment, that we want it to be interactive. So if there's any particular thing you want us to discuss, it will be part of the text messages that you send to me or emails. Today we're going to be talking about signs of reproductive disorder in the woman. We're going to be looking at the menstrual cycle or what's in the woman. We're going to look at signs of disorder. We're going to look at specific disorders like when a woman is not menstruating at all, what can be the cause, what can be done. We're going to be looking at when a woman is menstruating irregularly, specifically what we call polycystic ovaries, the one that is caused by polycystic ovaries. And we're going to, if time permits, well, in the next few series, we're also going to be talking about what can go wrong generally with the cycle. And so today, like I said, we start with signs of reproductive disorder. I'd like to start by telling you that a woman's reproductive system composes of many complex processes. But there are some things that tell us that things are not working well. One of the things is when there is a change in the cycle. This one needs to be a little bit careful to explain. Well, I'm still going to explain it when I tell you about what the normal cycle is. But let's just look at them just one by one. When there are changes in the cycle, when there is pelvic pain during the cycle, and then, of course, when there is abnormal bleeding, or when there is any other unusual sign that you don't normally notice, then these are things that should prompt you to see the doctor. But before we go on to other things, let's look at what is the normal cycle. We know that we say that normal cycle is between 21 and 35 days. But we know that many women will bleed between 25 and 32 days. And the average is said to be 28 days. Now, sometimes there are irregularities. I always tell people that the body is not a computer. So sometimes you expect some irregularities. But when it's transient, it could just be because of some stress, maybe a brief illness or because you've traveled. But that immediately corrects itself. That is of no significance. But once it's long-lasting, that is, it's lasted more than 3 months, then you should be seeing a doctor. Okay? When the irregularity are lasted for more than 3 months, then you should be seeing a doctor. So when we're talking about irregularity, we're talking about your cycle is either less than 21 days or more than 35 days, and that spans over three months, then you should be seeing a doctor. Or like we said, if suddenly there is pain, or the pain is worse than what you used to know, or the pain that is not relieved by normal, maybe paracetamol, regular analgesics, then you need to see the doctor. Now, we'll talk a little bit about some of the terminologies we use when we're talking about cycle abnormalities. You know, I said if the normal is between 21 to 35. Now, we look at some cycle anomalies or abnormalities. We say that you have amenorrhea when a woman has not bled. A woman who normally bleeds regularly has not bled for about 6 months. Okay? But we say that is secondary amenorrhea because the woman has been bleeding before, and all of a sudden, for whatever reason, she's not bleeding for about 6 months. That the doctors call amenorrhea. But like I said, that is secondary. The primary amenorrhea is usually in young girls. If at 16, a girl has not started menstruating, then she's said to have primary amenorrhea. We'll talk about some of the things that might cause that later on. Now, don't forget I said 16 years, okay? Not 12, not 14, so 16 years. Now, sometimes also, within the particular period of time, within a month, it's possible for a woman to menstruate 2-3 times. That also is abnormal. That we call polymenorrhea, or too many periods within any given month. Now, you must be careful here. Don't forget that I said if the cycle is between 21 and 35 days, we regard it as normal. Now, if a woman should bleed on the first day or the first week of a cycle, it's possible she still bleeds the last week of the month. that is still normal because the period in between is about 24, 26, or 28 days. That's all right. We're not talking about that's a normal cycle. But we're talking about when maybe the time interval between two cycles is 1 week or 2 weeks, or that's pretty too often. So we call that polymenorrhea. And we talk about oligomenorrhea when a woman has irregular or infrequent cycles. What we're talking about here is that the cycles are at least about 6 weeks apart from one another. Don't forget, the normal cycle is between 21 to 35. So we're talking about 6 weeks apart. When you are seeing your cycles, they're spanning more than 6 weeks apart, then that we call oligomenorrhea. Now, what do we talk about? When we talk about the normal period usually lasts between 2 to 7 days, during which a woman loses about 80 mils of blood. That is just about 4 tablespoons of blood. So when you have abnormally heavy or long periods, what we call menorrhagia, that is, the periods are either too heavy, you're bleeding, you need to change your sanitary towel more often, and if it's more than 7 days, then we call that menorrhagia. During the menses also, we expect that a woman will have some discomfort. But this is, like we said, is minor discomfort. But when it gets to the point that daily life, daily chores are disturbed, then we call that dysmenorrhea. Okay, that is not usual. There's some people, anytime they are menstruating, everybody must know that they are menstruating. They can't go to work, they can't do chores, everything just comes to a standstill. That is not a normal pain of menses. Okay, so that also, and one of the commonest things that leads to that causes that is the condition we call endometriosis, which we are still going to discuss at a later date here. Now, also, if you find that like we said, that you have pelvic pain during menses, or your bleeding is becoming too irregular or too frequent, it might also be a pointer to the fact that you might have fibroids. So it's important that you see the doctor, or you might have what we call polyps, which are just small things, fibroids like inside the uterus. Or you could have an ovarian cyst, and sometimes it could even be as bad as having an ectopic pregnancy. An ectopic pregnancy is a pregnancy that is not in the normal place, not in the uterus. So these are pointers to the fact that there's something going wrong and where you need to see your doctor. Now, that's just laying the foundation. We're going to specifics now. We're going to be talking about when a woman does not see her menses. I said, if you don't see your menses, we're talking about, you don't see it in about 6 months. That is what we call amenorrhea. Now, like I said again, I said there is primary amenorrhea, there is secondary amenorrhea. Primary amenorrhea comes when a young girl has not seen her menses by about 16 years, and secondary amenorrhea is when a woman that has been menstruating regularly has not been able to see her menses for about 6 months. Now, either primary or secondary, the commonest reason for amenorrhea or not seeing your menses is pregnancy. So the first test the doctor will do is a pregnancy test, whether it's even in a girl who has never menstruated before, because the first intercourse is possible to lead to a pregnancy. So it's one of the first things that the doctor will do is to do a pregnancy test. Now, if the pregnancy test is negative, we know that you're not menstruating. And you'll be menstruating before, what I call secondary amenorrhea. Then what we look at is a condition that is probably preventing ovulation. And the commonest, like we said, is polycystic ovaries, which we are going to talk about at the next episode. And of course, one of the other things that we need to look at is what is the thyroid. If the thyroid gland is all right, we need to look at what is the weight. Is the weight, did you suddenly lose weight recently, or you put on so much weight recently? And one other thing that we might need to look at is what we call premature ovarian failure, which we are going to discuss also in the next episode. And another thing that we might be looking at is what we call Asherman syndrome, where there is scarring in the uterus, which usually follows repeated DNCs and so on and so forth. Yeah, so we will continue on this discussion about fertility and infertility. And we are going to continue next week from where we stopped today, still talking about amenorrhea. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next week.